They know they can't fuck with you. I knew they couldn't fuck with you when I first seen you, which is one of the reasons why I took you under my wing. I'm like, oh, she got it.
Hey Lucki Charms, welcome back to another live stream. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to become a Lucki Charm and be notified.
What's up, Kava? You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. See, we're right in here. We're quick. We're live. Well,
right in there.
What we're doing today, we kind of waited a little bit. So you were out and about. What were you doing?
I was out and about. I actually have an event to go to tomorrow. So I was getting things together for that. My friend's business is having a grand opening. So I'm helping out with that. I'm super excited. Huh?
What kind of business is it?
She's an esthetician. So she does everything from brows, eyelashes, tinting. She also does like the lip tinting. Like, you know how people are getting their lips like tinted?
Yeah, that's a thing.
So she does all of those things. Hey, Eugene, how are you?
Hi, Eugene.
Eugene's always in the building.
Well, we are here. I really wanted to, this has been a long time scheduling this.
I know.
I've always wanted to talk to you to kind of dig into your brain, only because I think we have some similarities, but I like to see what things are similar, what things aren't, especially on panels. I know I could be a little bit like, she agrees, sometimes she don't, what she think about. So because I understand sometimes me and you are similar, I wanted to know what things were because we have the same sign. So kind of like what we were talking about. And you've been on the show on Ready to Love. You had a love interest. This is what I wanted to ask you.
Oh.
He seemed like he was dull, but it did seem like you guys were into each other. I did want to know, did you find it hard, even you being a Gemini, do you find it hard with those personalities, how to connect? Like, do you feel like you got to pull conversations to find out what else you're interested in? Or do you just seem like maybe I talk too much for this personality? Like, what was the given?
With that particular connection, it was giving fun, and so that's where I kind of kept it. Like, I didn't really feel like there was a whole lot of deep conversation going on. And I really like when men actually are the ones to open the space to that. And then I give, but that never really happened. Those personalities are really hard for me to be able to open up and be vulnerable because I'm not really feeling that from that person. Or they don't have a lot of depth to them. And so, me, I'm not interested, as Gemini, like I like really interesting conversations that like intrigue me. So if someone doesn't have a whole lot of depth and I'm like, okay, this is fun. And all right, I gotta go.
So off surface, what was it?
Oh, it was just a physical attraction. Like everybody was on set. Anytime we were in the same space with each other, there was just a strong pull. Like we just physically were attracted to each other. It was a good fit, like our physical posture and everything. But yeah, it was just a physical attraction, really flirty, we had good energy when it came to that and like laughing and having a good time.
So when you say depth, and I hear this a lot, this happened with Cupid. When you say depth, when you're on a guy, what is it in particular that you feel, what you deem as depth? Like, what could he show you where you would be like, okay, he has some depth? Yeah.
I would say when I ask a person a question, to me, depth is one is answering all parts of the question. And then the other part is providing like color, context, and texture in the conversation. So if I ask you something like, where are you from, where your family's from, some people will be like, I'm from Ohio. And, my family's from there, I'm a real Midwest person. And I'm like, okay.
And tell me something about it. Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's not telling me anything. I appreciate more of like, my family, built their, my parents met there and our family built our life there, or like, just give me something a little bit more. Like, I don't want to have to interview you. I don't like interviewing people
Yeah.
when I'm in a romantic situation. I don't feel like
Yeah.
if I ask you a specific question, give me more color. But
Act like you want to have a conversation.
no, he was acting like he wanted a conversation, but it just wouldn't go past, like, there wouldn't be too much extra. I don't want to have to like ask a lot of questions. I feel like if I ask an open-ended, I'm letting you give the space to just like share with me what you want to share with me. But if I have to ask you specifically everything to get an answer out of you, I don't care for that.
It's like pulling teeth after a while. Like
After
I'm
a
forced
while,
to have a conversation.
cool. Then it's like, all right.
Yeah. What else is going on? So that's how I feel too, because I think that sometimes with certain personalities, I feel like I'm talking too much. And then it's like, you've ever dated a guy or talked to a guy, and then you feel like you realize probably like a couple weeks in, I didn't ask this nigga more stuff about him than he's asked of me. But it seemed like it's going well, but it's like you realize it might be that one conversation where you're like, we talked about this, but he wasn't even paying attention. He was just talking about himself. And because he may be successful and all of this, it's like, so why are the ones so arrogant? Like, we've just been talking about you. Have you experienced that?
Successful ones, oh my gosh, so much. The successful ones love talking about themselves. Majority of the conversation is about themselves. And I think that they do that because they want to impress. Like, they want to tell you about everything they have going on to try to impress you. But often they don't realize that that it's a turnoff. Like, I recently was having a conversation with someone, and they were being kind of flirtatious towards me. And one, I was like, why are you doing this? But they was cool. So I was like, okay. But I was confused because it's like they wanted me to give them information that they didn't ask. Like, hello? You know what I mean? Like, you talked about you that whole time, and now we're talking and you're not asking me anything about me.
Yeah.
And but then you're just off expecting me to like offer it up to you. I guess because there are a lot of women that do that. But for me, it takes a little bit of time to get comfortable. But once I get comfortable, I just be talking like nonstop. So
You think that in those particular situations, like maybe sometimes I think that men could be nervous, so they try to sell themselves. You know what I'm saying? So they don't realize that you haven't asked anything about me yet. Like, have you been on a date like that where you just did the whole day? Like, it was nice, but tell me, you got a story?
Yeah. I have multiple stories. When I lived in DC, I went on multiple dates and they just kind of talked about themselves the whole time. And then, by the end of the date, I would like pull funny tricks like, what's my name? Do you know? Or I'll just be like, something like that. But I've been on dates like that. And like at first I try to fight it or just try to like, start talking about me a little bit to try to probe them into ask me about me.
Catch the hint.
But if they don't, I just enjoy my food and enjoy my time. And I know that this probably will be the first and the last day.
Do you tell them though? Like, I feel like it's very rude that you see, depending on how it is, I would tell you.
I will tell you without telling you. Like, I'm going to tell you, I think it's interesting that you didn't really ask me anything about me, or maybe not something direct like that, but I'll just say something like, I can't even think off the top of my head. I don't tell them though.
Okay. Or, I'm fine. Thanks for asking type of thing.
Yeah.
That's
but I just don't even, I'm not going to tell them that we're not going to go out again. I just fade away. I'm more of a fade awayer. I just fade away. Like, we might text a little bit after that date, whatever. Every time, you might ask me out again after that. I'm busy. I have stuff going on, whatever the case may be. And it just kind of fall off.
So
right.
I have just thinking. So one of the questions is I wanted to know, I wish I could have found it, but it was cruise season where Trill was talking about how men kind of keep you on a string while they're trying to find someone that they would want to be with. Like, they won't tell, like they'll tell us just enough to keep us there, even though we're hopeful for the relationship.
Yeah.
Have you, you gotta go into details, but have you dated a guy who you was with for in a relationship with, and then when you guys broke up, they married someone else less than the time that y'all was in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
No. Almost all of my exes are single except for one. They're all still single. My most recent ex is single. The one before that is single. My ex-fiance is still single. No, two of them are married. Two of them are married. One of my college boyfriends is married, and then one of the guys I dated in my 20s is married. But other than that, everybody's still single. And they got married years after we broke up. So no,
you don't want to spin the block?
On what?
If a lot of them still single, I mean, and you had an ex-fiance, that means y'all almost made it. So ex-fiance especially because
oh no, that's never okay. So we're friends still.
Once.
We're friends still.
Because he
waited. We're friends still, but spin the block on the relationship. No, I gave that relationship many years to try to see if he was going to change. And when, like I said, we're still friends and I see and I know what's going on in his life and he's not changing. There's no spinning the block on him. There's only, I think, one ex I would spin the block on, but it would have to be a good deal of time in between because I just don't believe that they have changed of any recent. You know, I feel like they need time to work out their issues and I'm not a therapist and that's not my job. So there's just probably only one that I would spin the block on of an actual relationship. Now there's a couple different people that I've like talked to that I may spin the block on, but probably only like one or two. But yeah, I don't believe in spinning the block on like real deep relationships because I feel like if a man really wants you, then he'll stay there and he'll figure it out. Y'all will figure it out together, whether that's like couples therapy, whether that's y'all having to change things in y'all life to make it feasible for y'all to work on your relationship. So if he doesn't want to do that with you, then why would you spin the block with him? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, pin that there because I have more questions, but I'm going to play this clip.
Okay.
And be in relationships for 5 years, 10 years. Turn around and marry a woman that they've been with for 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. Treat her like a queen. Do all the amazing things for her that you wanted him to do for you. And then you ask why. Because that is the woman that he really wants. Therefore, stop preaching to a man about your wants, needs, desires when it comes to a relationship. He hears you. He knows. Unfortunately, he will never be the man that you want him to be because in reality, you're not the woman that he really wants. All men change, but they only change for the woman that they really want. So if he's not changing for you, that's because you're not the woman that he really wants.
That's interesting.
What are your thoughts?
I think that only applies to a subset of men. I think a lot of men, because of the state of the dating pool, they don't have to change. They just change women. Like this whole thing, like, oh, they're gonna meet you and change their whole life for you.
They don't have to change and just change women.
Because while it is that they may meet a woman that they want to change for, right? There are some men that do that, but there's a good majority of men understand how much work that takes, and maybe, and this happens with a lot of high value women. They may get in a relationship and he may feel like he really wants to change for her because she's his dream girl. He really wants her. But when he actually sees the work it takes to be changed and to be consistent in that behavior, it usually isn't able to actually do it. And they go for the lower hanging fruit that will want them without the changes.
Yeah.
So I often think that men, like, I think that applies to a mature man who's done the healing, who is really in a different space. I think that applies to a man where it's not just that she's the right woman, is that it's a good time for him as well. It has to be.
I actually agree with the fact that I think that when it comes to change, well, let me ask you this. Do you think that men are more open to the idea of change, or do you think it's kind of like what she's saying, though he has to want that particular woman to want to change? Because then it's kind of like, if we can see the same person treat this person like one way, and then get in a relationship and treat this other person this other way, that means you already knew how to treat somebody. You just didn't want to treat that particular person the way that they could have been.
They may not have known how, but that woman may have required them to do that to deal with her, and they wanted her so bad that they were willing to change. The other girl didn't require that, so that's why they didn't do it. She stayed around even when he didn't do the stuff that she asked him to do. He didn't do it and she still stayed, so why would he do it? With the other girl was just like, if this happens again, I'm blocking you.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, I can't play with this one, right? But I think that also has levels, because in the beginning that may be the case, but once that when you're in a long-term relationship with that person and that woman gets emotionally attached to him, she may also start to put up with a little bit more as well. So it just depends, I think, on what I think for men it's a timing thing for most men. I genuinely think it's a timing thing.
Yeah. So it sounds like you think that standards is what will make a person change. And I honestly kind of agree, because maybe that person had standards, you know what I'm saying, that maybe you didn't implement. Because I think about things like that too, because to be in a relationship with somebody for 5-6 years, like she's saying 10 years, like, where are you guys going? Where are you requiring him to take you other than just here? So if the other person is kind of like, you know, I'm not about to be with nobody that long, or whatever the case may be, then I can understand why it would seem like he will move faster, because there's boundaries there. But if it's kind of like what you just said, I can just go be with someone else. I don't really have to abide by your boundaries.
Right.
If I can just go be with another woman.
Literally, you can just get another one. So I do think that a lot of men, like I said, I just think that like they want that challenge and all of that, but once they have to actually do that work with that person, then they'll decide if like the work is worth it.
You meant yourself. But yeah, I think you meant yourself. I think it's your mic. But yeah, I think it does determine that. So this is the thing. How can, you know, the popular conversation that men say, if you want to decide if he's worth it, just don't have sex with him. Do you think that in your personal experience that would change that? Because what man you think is going to be with you that long and you're not having sex with them if you're requiring marriage?
I don't think the sex is going to change anything. I don't think that sex for real mature men changes anything. You waiting. I've made people wait years. I've made people wait months. That's not going to change the relationship once you guys get in it, because you're in it and you're having sex regularly. So it may change how the relationship gets started, what standards you're able to set at the beginning. But once y'all are in it and y'all are in a consistent space, that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be whoever they are. I just don't think that it matters the same way. But I mean, you can wait till marriage and see, you know.
Do you want to wait till marriage to have sex?
No. I think that that is difficult. I want to, but I do think that I personally can't see myself rushing into marriage. So I believe that once we're in a monogamous committed relationship, that's something we can discuss, but waiting until marriage, I don't know.
I don't see myself rushing into marriage. Then I would have to ask, what is the time frame where you would feel rushed? So like, if let's say he's been intentionally dating you, because you said you do like men to fly you out. So let's say I just can't see a man who has the ability, especially now in this economy, to fly Kayla to St. Lucia and she not fucking me. And what if this was like
girl, I am not going.
Week?
If you're not my man, I'm not going to St. Lucia. You know how many places I've been invited to Vegas, to Hawaii, to Europe. I could have traveled the world at this point.
It's dangerous.
But I don't see the point of going on a trip with you, building all these memories and emotional connection and closeness and all of that, when we're not gonna see these pictures ever again. Why will we do that?
Okay,
so I personally turned down trips all the time.
So let's ask that first. Okay. How long can he date you before you willing to go to out of town with him? And then what is the time frame of dating before he can propose to you and you think it's not too soon?
I think the time frame on going like dating or going out of the country, one, we have to be in a relationship. So
Mhm.
I feel like a few months after we have solidified the relationship, I'm cool with, not even a few months. It could be maybe a month or two after we have done the courtship thing. We've solidified the relationship. We've been engulfed in each other's lives and each other's friends and family. I feel like after that point, we can go on a trip. As far as being married, I would say a year. I think 6 months is probably too soon for me.
Mhm.
If it's a brand new person, this is somebody that I knew from college, somebody that I knew from the past where I have a rapport, friendship, I
Build a
may take it
foundation.
down to 9 months or 10 or something like that. But even still, you got to be careful because people change. I learned that the hard way, that people are not who they were when you knew them in college, when we knew each other at 25. Like 10 years later, they're not that same person. So but yeah, I think a year for me would be best before the engagement.
You couldn't wait a year to have sex?
I would have to really love him.
He the one, Kayla. He is the one, girl. Like, he's the
He's the
one that's
one.
gonna wait for you. Because he gonna wait for you. The one gonna wait for you.
Mhm.
You
If
weren't
he'll
gonna
wait
wait.
for me, cool.
But you know why? Because I kind of feel where you coming from. Geminis are sexual. But I kind of know where you, especially mentally, we gonna want to have because he the one
It's the
making us
mental
wait.
stimulation that makes me sexual. It's not
Mhm.
your physical being.
And
It's
he don't want it. It's like that. And then don't be cooking with your shoes off and you kiss me on the forehead. You have a moment. It's like, no, we're just gonna lay up. Now I feel like the whore.
nah, I feel that. I don't know. I feel like when I'm emotionally connected to you, I want to be close to you. And I want to be like, if I love you, I'm in love with you. I'm gonna want to be
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what I think is the trick because sometimes I think they could wait, but the one that is willing to wait, can you wait? That's the one where it's like you because you don't want to mess it up. Like look at Sierra and Russell. They waited,
They did.
and
How
then
long
matter
before
of
they got
fact,
married? How long did they date before they got married?
I don't think rich people gotta wait a year.
I was about to say they got
What are
married in
y'all
like
doing
9 months,
throughout the
right?
day? Wait until she get off work? I
If
think
we get
so.
married in 9 months, I could probably wait. If it's like only like 9 months, and it would probably have to be like long distance, like he's far away from me.
Really? Because but could you try? Okay, so he's the
I
one,
could
right? You could travel within that year, go to places and y'all still not sleep together. Because you gotta wait. He wants to wait. He's like, babe, I
I
want you
will
to hear from
respect
my
that. If
mother.
he wants to wait, I will respect what he wants to do. And I'm sure it was for a good reason. So I'll definitely will. And I feel like that's probably the kind of man that's husband material anyway.
Yeah.
So I definitely would wait. I'm not saying we're not gonna have other things that happen, but we definitely can we can wait. There's other things, you can do to curb it. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what, because I think that when it comes to, because I feel like in that year, okay, I'm gonna say I don't think 6 months is too. I think that if you're trying to get married within a year, you need to propose in 6 months.
oh, I don't want
If
to get
you
married
get,
within a year. I think 2 years is good. 1 year
so
to be together.
how long should you be engaged? Like because I don't, black people, a year I need to plan
9
my
months.
wedding.
9 months, as long as it take to bake a baby. That's how long it take to plan a wedding. That's how long it take to
You
get
want a wedding?
all the ducks in order. Oh yeah, I'm definitely having a wedding. I'm getting married on a boat, on a yacht,
That's so fun.
as long as he wants to. But I'm in a wedding, and I'm going to 3 weddings this year, and it's stressful as hell, and I ain't doing it.
Mhm.
I'm not
Yeah,
doing it.
everybody got an attitude.
I'm not doing it. I had a bachelorette weekend. I am just not doing it. My bachelorette weekend is gonna have 3 people, maybe 4. Not doing a 10-girl trip. I'm not doing a real huge wedding. I'm cool with a huge party, but I also am open to the idea of eloping on a boat and then having a party, like a big party later.
See, I'm with I like the idea of a nice destination wedding on like a sunset, like just us, maybe if he has children or just like that romantic no shoes on type of thing, and a couple people there. But also I'm for like the new wedding where they're not really having weddings, they're actually proposing with the house keys. You seen that? So they're men, they also get in Texas houses. So I don't think those men exist on the West Coast. I think those are Southern men, but
those are Southern men.
The Southern men, this new trend that I seen, I want to say last year on TikTok. Girls was like, you have the trend where they do this with their hands and they turn around and show the ring. But then girls start showing the house, their keys in front of the house, and it's the man who, them being married, is they're buying the house for them to start their relationship.
No.
You wouldn't take the house substitution for marriage?
I'm definitely taking the house. I'm not substituting our engagement moment that we're going to have for the rest of our lives be you giving me some keys to our house. Like the engagement is the one thing that the man gets to fully author and own. And that shows me your love for me, how you go about doing that. And you need to do that. That's what you need to do. And then we'll get our house and we'll do our house. And that could be, I don't know, something else.
What is the moment? What is the moment that you want to feel? Excitement, like, look at me, bitch. Like, that's what my sister.
No. I honestly would prefer, and whoever I get married to will know this, and this is why I didn't marry my ex-fiance, because he did that and I don't want that, right? And it was in front of a bunch of strangers too, people we didn't even know in another country. But anyway, I want a private engagement, like just me and you, because I'm a crier. Like I'm a big ass baby. So I would love just a private, like it's just something you set up that's just private for us. And then after that, like we pull up and we walk in and all my family's there, all your family's there, and we have a party like right after that.
You thought we were coming here, your friends had to tell you how to dress and stuff like that.
No, well, it could be that and how he gets me to the proposal, but I don't want other people at the proposal. I just want it to be us. Like, and I think a man is able to truly pour out his heart when it's just us. Like when you have an audience, it changes everything.
Audience, so I know it's real. Tell your mama how I'm the one, and she needs to back up. I'm that person.
I'm just I'm just emotional and private. And even like my ceremony at the wedding, that's why I said I may want to have two separate things, because I'm not really trying to have a wedding with like your coworkers that you barely talk to and family members that you barely talk to and stuff like that for the actual ceremony. I just am private. Like I want a private engagement, and then we have a dope party like right after. It could be they could be in the next room waiting, like surprise or whatever. Yeah. But I just am like an emotional person, and
So you like the movie thing of it all, like the romance thing.
I'm a big romance.
Because if a man was to be that guy that you waited for, and then his time where you did get a ring, but instead of the wedding or the bells and whistles, he's like, here's our house, and it's a bomb ass house, you still want the engagement.
No, I would love that. And then we can have a party at the house.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like, no, I want my wedding. Yeah, I was going that's what they do. They propose,
no. I mean, I still want to have a ceremony, even if it's like I said, on a boat or something in like something that's like in Georgetown, there's these beautiful houses that like the backyard is like a romantic movie scene. I'm even open to that. But I just feel like there's more important things in the marriage. And I think I've learned that. And that what's most important to me is the relationship. So I just want what we do to be us. I just want it to be like us, like to feel like us as a unit.
What would be the most important thing? Because I feel like as a woman, when women kind of express the things that are important, it's always internal. It's always how we feel. And we always shout that from the mountaintops, and men pretty much like shy it away or shoot it down, even in conversations. Do you think that, would you be okay with having a man that has the other exterior things, but just emotionally you may have to deal with some shit not being, how can I say it? Your emotional needs may not be met in the way that you desire. Could you be in that type of relationship? Because sometimes it make me think if you want to be in a relationship, you may have to do away with some things that seem important to you emotionally. Would you be okay with that if it had the other bells and whistles?
That's honestly something I've been contemplating for the last like 60 days. Like real
We
talk.
emotional. We
I,
are.
I want that emotional connection with someone, and I want that like 90s love. I swear I really do. But the way that shit's set up out here, I'm just like, I'm trying not to lose like hope in it, but I'm starting to value it less, and I'm starting to value other things more
Mm-hmm.
because that just seems so tough. And as a Gemini,
It's
like
hard
I
to
said,
get.
I'm so emotional when I get attached to somebody. Detachment is very hard. So I just like feel like it may be better to focus on the other things versus like that butterfly emotional, connection that you feel like you have with someone. If y'all have a mental and spiritual connection, and a worldly connection on what's important in the value system, or what's important with like lifestyle and how you want to have a family and things like that. I am starting to value that a little bit more. And that, um, it's kind of like what older women and my grandmothers and aunts would say,
Mm-hmm.
that like the ones that are in successful marriages, say that like you grow in love.
Mm-hmm.
That sometimes you just don't fall in love. You grow in love with the person.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to wrap my head around that, because I think that one, the men that have displayed like that type have been more consistent and more trustworthy, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
um and the ones that I feel like strong emotions for are not trustworthy and are not serious. So, or aren't as serious as I would want them to be. So
Usually those types, I found fit what I like physically.
what?
Because
The
typically,
emotional?
no, the ones that aren't emotionally available, or they don't know how to, or I'm of the belief now. I think that adults are pretty much smart. They know how to be there for someone. I just think that if it seems like too much work, and like you said earlier, they can just go start off with someone new. I think that's pretty much the culture today. I don't think that sounds good to say, I want something that is longevity, but when you're actually in it, getting to know somebody, that's where you do the work.
The
Yeah,
real
right
work.
now it's orchestrated, so you have to communicate. You can't, and then if you're like me, my birthday's June 6th. If you're like me, sometimes I have to always find a good reason to express it, where not just feel like you're being overly some way, or you're too direct, you're too this. So it's like you're asking somebody to be patient with those things about you while you're trying to be patient with the other person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think to understand us emotionally is very needed. I just think that in the conversations, it seems like we don't get that luxury today. And if you are getting that understanding, it's not from the man that may fit what you want physically or what you're attracted to. Because let's
Literally.
say, let's say if he was giving you what you need emotionally, but his sexual relationship, sexually it needs some work. You know what I'm saying? He had a little trainer wheels. It worked. Could you, after a while, it's like,
After a while, just take a shot and close your eyes, because I just feel like that, like, I'm really trying not to get to that point. I really am trying not to get to that point. But
you can
there
go
are
buy
men
something
that
to
just,
help.
I've just, huh?
You can go buy a friend to help, like a little toy.
Yeah. Well,
If he's
in my
lacking,
experience, the issue has been what they look like, not their tools. Those tools work, right? But what I'm seeing is not what I want to see, right? In terms of physical attraction and that
oh, okay,
physical
okay.
chemistry with the person, right? But that person is, like I said, more trustworthy, more reliable, more genuine, right? So sometimes, like, I'm getting to that point where I'm just kind of like, the person that's treating you the best, the person that's respecting you the most, the person that's the most invested and dedicated, while
Mhm.
they may not look what you want them to look like, you can grow to love them in you can grow to love them by seeing how genuine they are in their care for you. Right. So, I really am wrapping my mind around that because
I think you can grow to tolerate it. Because
no, you can grow to love it. Once you
this
start you let your walls down and you start to get over the fact that they don't look how you want them to look, but you just get into like you start to get attached to them and you start letting your walls down and you start looking at them and understanding them as a person differently, it will change. I'm not going to say it's going to change like they're going to totally look like a different person to you because they still going to look however they look, right? But I do think that like there will be a little bit of you'll start to just see them differently and they will become a little bit more attractive to you. Because you'll see that they're really genuine and they really care about you.
I think you'll start to be content with your decision because this is the thing too. So I met a guy who is white. I can't think of anything negative. I only want to say negative. I can't think of anything that is not attractive.
So what's the issue?
He's white. He's white.
So
but that's the thing. I was talking to somebody and I was thinking like, the way that they go about dating is much different. Like there is no, and I'm not going to say there because I believe that there are white men, black men who could possess the same maybe personality. But thinking it's not because he's white. Maybe it's environment. It could be, I don't know. But the way he just himself, like he'll get up, dance, laugh with the just friendly. It seems like, the black men, and I'm not trying to make it a white or black thing, but because we are black, it's always that. So when you do date outside as a woman, you do get the people who feel like, which, like the looks, but then you also kind of understand when you dated black men, it seems more like ego or not so relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Like they're more so cared about what other people are thinking to be themselves.
Or what their friends think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm so over that.
You get the cute little, and that's the thing, you get the cute lovey stuff in private, but then it's like even a simple, it's like a macho thing. This person is just, you kind of feel like a little bit shy with certain things because
and I'm not shy.
Yeah.
So I definitely can relate.
So have you dated outside of your race?
Seriously? No. Casually, yes. But I've only dated Europeans. I haven't dated any white Americans or any Euro Latinas. No. I've dated a European Turkish guy from Istanbul. And that was a good experience. He's actually currently married to a black girl. I think black girls was his thing. But I haven't dated any white American men. No, I haven't.
don't see you dating a white man though.
Like I said, I've casually dated. I dated an Italian guy from Jersey for just
how was that?
A few dates. It was nice. He was very generous. He was just moving so fast.
Or you was the one to him. I don't know. That's like love bombing.
I feel like it was love bombing.
Yeah.
Because
sometimes it's dangerous for me because I do think of like those Lauren Smithfield situations. You don't know if this is a fetish. It's definitely a unique spot to be in. I think especially if you're moving too fast, is this like a little thing you have where you just want to
trust me? I am looking out for that now more than ever because I've been in a situation like that. And even with someone that I've known for a long time. So I didn't think it was love bombing because I knew them for years, even though we lost contact. Well, not lost contact, but just like lived in different states or whatever. But when I look at it now, I see that it was love bombing. When it's love bombing is when y'all start to get comfortable and then they just completely change. It's not love bombing when maybe they just start scaling back on what they were doing because y'all comfortable in a relationship now, right? But when they just start switching up and start just like acting different, being different, then you know that they have conquered what they wanted to conquer, and now they're trying to conquer the next person.
It's a hook. So you were on this podcast. Kind of want to get to this clip. Let me play
Okay.
it.
Find you out, I would assume they have a certain financial status, and that's the reason that people that don't have that financial status be trying to do this fly out thing and getting upset. That's the problem. Is that your money is not long like that, so you offended when you
wasted it.
When you spend some money to fly somebody out because you don't usually spend money like that, which means you shouldn't be doing this anyway. You really shouldn't. I still stand by that shit. You should not do that.
You do.
You should not do that.
See, this is the thing. So I look at women and I look at how men react to them. Men would be like, Kayla, she's pretty. I would love to date Kayla. I think that they would feel like they would have to do things like that to show that they're worthy to date you, even though they may have what you said, depth. You don't think you give that impression?
Oh, that you have to have money to date me?
Yeah, like you.
I mean, yeah, you do.
People with money say, I want to go to this lobster boil in San Francisco this afternoon. Those are people with money.
Okay, those
you
are
money.
That's wealth, honey. That's wealth, not just money. That's wealth.
Yeah, that's true. But I would see people who have multiple streams of income that's working for them. They look like regular guys or whatever, and they have that ability. Yeah. And then as you work, you're like, damn, what am I doing in my life? I can't just say yes. I got PTO. But in those situations, yeah, exactly. So if you give off those vibes to a regular man, do you think that a regular man should even be dating you if they can't live up to those type of expectations? Or do you think that they should still try in the first place because, you're not, you do come off like
I mean, my dad is a doctor. This is just how I grew up. I don't know what to say. But what are we considering like a regular man? Because I feel like majority of the men that I've dated have been regular men. They're not famous, they're not celebrities, they're not popular, they're not super swagged out or any of that. They're regular guys who just happen to be smart. And so they have careers that make money. Okay. So they're still so that's what I'm saying. With regular, you mean like the average income, like $50,000 a year type thing?
No, I was thinking
what?
I was thinking regular. See, I even hate that because I think that you can be a regular guy and still have a decent job where you are in six figures. I think that people underestimate six figures is like a trade or a 12-month whatever away. Like it depends on what you want to do.
Sure,
but that would be a regular guy who doesn't, maybe he's not into those spontaneous hobbies. Maybe you'd have to teach him certain things about music that you may like. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular Joe that just goes to work. He got the work shoes and he got a couple of dress shoes. You don't really, that's a regular guy to me.
I mean, like I said, I've dated multiple regular guys. I think for me, I just have a certain.
Let's say he makes 70,000. His name is Ryan. He makes 70,000.
What's the circumstance?
He has a son that's in high school. He's divorced. He's always wanted to be in a committed relationship, but it didn't work out with his ex-wife, and that's it. He works for a plant, just whatever type of warehouse place. He makes 70,000.
I don't want to be with a man that's not going to feel adequate. No, I really don't, because it's a dangerous place. No, because he will try to dim my light. I've been there, done that before, right? Because I make more money than you. I got more emotion than you. I don't want you to feel inadequate. I want you to be with someone that make you feel like you that guy, right? And I'm just thinking of those circumstances that inadequacy is going to turn around to him wanting to dim my light, dim what I'm doing so that he can feel more like.
So he can fit in.
And I don't want to do
What
that.
if he has depth? Because this is what I think too. I think to care about you emotionally, I think that type, it would be more of a man that is not trying to compete with you, or it may not be in that financial state that you would be used to, where he's now arrogant. Because to care about your emotions as a woman, I'd have to have something in my life that humbles me, typically, right? Or just be a man that loves you. So I'm thinking, if a regular guy who has regular job, 70,000 is comfortable, depending on where you live, unless you don't want to work, but he loves you. He knows how to take care of you emotionally, all those things. He just can't fly you out as often as you would like. You guys got to plan for it, or, type of thing. He can't fund your lifestyle fully. He can give you some money towards it, Like if your hair is $400.
I mean, if he's depending on like the chemistry or whatever, I mean, we can see.
She's like, okay, so what's minimum? 90, 93?
100.
93,000 is
No, 93,000 is only 76 after tax.
That's true.
That's why 70K after tax is only 50.
Well, out here I think it's about 80. Well, I'm in a red state and they about to change some stuff. That's true. No, Nevada.
Oh,
well, the only other place I move is Texas because it's red.
Oh, okay. I thought you were in California. My bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want you to feel like you're that guy already. That's all.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think that we as women could make men feel like they're that guy. I think that if we are, if they, let's say they look at a Kayla and they feel like she's out of my league because I don't make this much, but I know I'm able to love her, then the men in that range that all the women want, he don't, like you just said, he can replace you. So I don't care about loving you. So it made me think, do we care more about being loved, or do we care more about the financial?
I'm in a family planning stage though. Like I want to have kids, and I have people around me that have kids, and it's not easy at all. It's expensive as hell. And so I'm not going back to work after 6 weeks. You need to be able to meet. I need to be able to be here with the baby for however long until I feel ready.
So,
but at 70K, I'm gonna have to go back right at 6 weeks. I'm gonna have to go right back.
Or you just have to change your lifestyle, or maybe have some passive.
I don't even live like a super swanky lifestyle. I really don't.
No, I'm saying
my car is expensive, but other than that, I don't live like crazy.
I know. I'm just saying middle class. I'm just saying combined income is a thing, because let's say you were making 80, 90, whatever. Mm-hmm. He's making 70. If you join it together household wise, y'all should be comfortable to kind of sit you at home.
Yeah.
For a few months. If we, that's what I'm saying. He can't do it all by himself the way that you want, but he definitely, if y'all get some stuff together, him making 70,000 is really not nothing. If you come in and also now he was making 70, but he's like, man, I had these great ideas, and you like, now your brains is.
But that's together. Why I asked what's the circumstance, because I dated someone that made less than 70K, but they also were in venture capital, and they had a fund that they were raising money for technology that they had invented. So he was kind of broke. He was kind of broke when I got with him, but I believed in his dream. His fund rose they raised like $3 million. They, got it off the ground. Like I believed in, he was so passionate about what he was doing, and I really believed in it. And so I could do something like that, but as far as, you said that guy worked at a plant.
Yeah. He could be ambitious at a plant. When I think of plant, I think of like, maybe you're,
is that just his day job? And he's working on his entrepreneur stuff afterwards?
Yeah, you could be an assistant exec at Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Entry level, maybe.
Yeah. If he's ambitious, if he's really ambitious and I'm seeing the motion, then that, like I said, upon meeting an acquaintance and the chemistry, that's definitely something that I could be open to.
Yeah.
But he can't have no kids though. No kids.
Because that 70 just went down to 50.
Went down to 40. It went down to 40. I promise you, kids are Minions. They
Well,
went down.
teenagers with the big people feet.
Teenagers need everything we need.
Yeah. And a car.
And a car. And their shoes cost just as much as I do. Everything that they do costs just as much as it costs for
and
us.
They come to dinner with us.
So they're literally another like this is like my broke best friend. Like we do everything together and I have to pay their way. Like I
think that's the thing too. Because if it's a daughter and it's a teenage daughter, now you trying to like, hey, but I'm not trying to be your mama. But
when I was a teenager, I was woof. My mom, my parents, they spent money. They spent money. I'm just thinking about back to school shopping. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, well, see, and you guys, I did put the link for the next 15-30 minutes if you guys want to come up, kind of add to the conversation. But this is also what I wanted to kind of hint at, because being around 30, 32 in that type of time, a lot of women, I know a lot of women that I know, they're being more sexually promiscuous as far as not just dating outside their race, but just the gender itself. Like, have you heard of that? Women going their own way.
Their own way on. Oh, like their sexual activity?
Yeah, like we don't need men. It's really a thing. Like, when things start trending. So there's like, you have a kid, I have a kid. Let's link up, be with each other, raise our kids. You have them.
Oh, like women like raising their kids collectively.
No, as a sexual relationship. Also, women just saying that we know how to love each other. What did I see on TikTok? How come women, the real sisterhood, like this is my best friend and the best friend trend, like they'll tongue kiss each other because they're dealing with each other. They're meeting each other's needs emotionally, but they just deal with men sexually.
I don't see how a woman can meet my needs emotionally. How can that? I'm just genuinely don't see how that could happen. I don't see how. Like, my friends definitely meet my needs somewhat emotionally. I do have friends that have, especially lately, have really been there for me emotionally, right? But it's not romantic, and I could never see it romantically. So I think that in singlehood, emotional connections with your friends are very important, right? They allow you to keep your standards high. They allow you not to settle because you have some other place to go put that energy, right? But meet my needs emotionally on a romantic level. How do you plan to do that?
I don't even like when women try to put in more heavier expectations on you, like you they man. Like, you supposed to be there. I want it, girl. You need a boyfriend.
Don't do that to me. I'm not trying to fall out with
you. Rush?
Hi.
Yo, what up, Lucky? What up, Kayla?
How are you?
Yo, this is definitely an interesting topic you guys are, expounding on. I mean, I got a question for Kayla though, man. So the dude that had like a little tech company popping off or whatever, why it didn't work out between the both of y'all? Like what killed the relationship?
Well, I personally have an issue with people who lie. We all lie, so there's that. But I mean, like, bold-faced lies to my face are really hard for me to move past. I can't do it. I understand that sometimes things need to be omitted. I understand that sometimes, little white lies here and there. I'll tell you the real truth later when I get home, whatever. But like, lying to my face about something that I'm telling you is extremely important to me is like hard for me to get past. That's all.
Are there some lies you can get past? See, some people, it's the fact that you lied in the first place.
No, we all lie. We all be lying.
Yeah, I agree.
So I can get past some certain things, but some things just aren't get passable. Like, and people have to know that. And honestly, if some circumstances had changed with that person, I maybe have got it, given it another shot, but that didn't happen. So it is what it is.
I mean, you don't think that's kind of extreme though? Of a lie, to break up a relationship like that, man.
Yeah, because we wasn't married, so I don't know why it would be extreme. I don't know why that would be extreme.
Are you saying it's extreme for someone to break up with someone for lying?
Yeah.
You could be with a woman who lied to you.
People aren't. Of course not. That's different though. Like we playing in a different ball game when it comes towards a dude dealing with
It's
that
different.
kind of situation.
How is it different?
Yeah, I ain't trying to argue, man, but it's different, man. Because there's an expectation when the female links up with a dude. You know what I mean, like, it's
What
kind of
expectation is
mandatory.
that?
It's mandatory to be truthful.
Says who?
The dude that she's dealing with.
So it's mandatory for her to be truthful with you, but it's not mandatory for you to be truthful with her.
I mean, you're saying that you broke up with a dude because he lied to you, right? Like, like I don't know what kind of fib he gave you. So, like, to me, I'm looking at it as kind of being unreasonable. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking
you would leave somebody for lying to you.
That's different though. We in a different ball game. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. And that's another thing that I have an issue with. I have an issue with men that feel like, and that's low key triggering to me because that's something that someone has said to me recently that for men and women it's different. It's not different. It's not different to me. Betrayal is betrayal.
But see, I think
I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini, so I'm not about to go to my room and cry about it. So if you want to do what you're gonna do, I'm gonna go outside and do what you're doing.
Not like
that's what you want?
we don't know what kind of lie he gave you. So you know what I mean? Like I can't look at it like, you know what I mean? Like this.
You don't need to know. All you need to know is it was serious, and I personally, we talked about it before. I came to him again and asked. Told me a lie. I went and I got more information.
Well, let me ask you this: if he didn't lie to you, whatever fib he gave you, you guys would have been together now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
no.
Because the once you lie, you change the possibility that you guys could have had something honest. So if you're trying to build something off trust and honesty, I mean, it has to have been a lie that's a deal breaker. Sometimes it's the principle. Sometimes it's not even what y'all choose to lie about. It's the fact that you thought that you could lie. Or sometimes it's the fact that you think that I'm that stupid to believe a lie. Now you mad because I don't believe it.
I believe lies have levels. Like I said, we all lie. But there's just certain things that you don't lie to your partner about. And when a person confronts you about it, and they know that you're lying and you lie to their face again, I just don't understand how you think that y'all can have a healthy relationship.
Well, sometimes dudes, see, I don't know what kind of lie he gave you, but I'm gonna say this: sometimes dudes lie to their counterpart because y'all can't really handle the truth sometimes. So it's really to protect your feelings. You know what I mean?
No, it's to protect yours. That's really what it is. It's to protect yours, and that's what y'all don't realize, that you think that me not handling it means that you're supposed to tell me something and then nothing's supposed to change. That's what y'all mean by you can't handle it. Because if I decide to not be with you anymore because of what you told me, that doesn't mean I can't handle it. That just means that what you telling me is not acceptable to me. That's why you lie. Y'all lie because y'all scared of the outcome that's going to happen. The consequence is going to happen of what that person is going to do. But if you wasn't scared, you would just tell the truth.
It depends on the lie. But yeah, but I mean, so what's what's your goal? Like, I mean, obviously you can't be in a dating scene forever. So, like, how do you plan to fix the situation?
What
do you do?
That was many years ago. There's no fixing it. It's done. It's over.
She said she don't spin a block.
Not on serious relationships like that.
And
that was many years ago too. We're not even in contact. Well, I'm not. I've been
so fresh.
Yeah.
Tell us a lie that a woman could tell you that would be okay, like a pat on the back, versus a lie that is not okay.
I don't know. Uh,
So let's say I lied and you thought I had edges when I didn't this whole time. It's just been a really nice
that's
plug.
that's that's nothing, man. I ain't gonna trip about that.
Okay,
What about
that's a white lie. Okay, but now I lied and I said this was like it ain't your kid, right? But the guy that's been picking up my son for the last 5 years of us being together, he think he really the daddy, but he wasn't. I lied to this person. I didn't lie to you. This is just someone else. Could you be with a woman?
That can be. Yo, that's tough.
She didn't
Can't
lie
really.
to you.
Hey,
But she
yeah,
lied.
but it's I don't that I mean if
what's
you're
the
if you're
issue? What's the issue?
hold on. if if you're gonna lie about something like that, like playing a dude like that, having them thinking that one kid is his and it's really not, that's an issue because you kind of moving foul, If you lie about that, I mean, what else you wouldn't lie about? You know what I mean?
You muted. Kayla, you muted. Yeah, go ahead.
That you made my point. You made my point. Once I found out about that lie, I questioned if everything was a lie. I questioned everything that he said is a lie. And for me personally, like I said, sometimes when we both have realized that we've done wrong and we come to the table and be like, okay, I fucked up. Okay, I lied to you about this. You lied to me, blah, blah, blah. We come to the table and we work it out, right? That's different. Where you could say, you know what, I lied about this. Let me tell you the truth. Da, 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 da. But that moment comes and you still lie. I can't fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. Like I gave you the opportunity.
It's the doubling back.
My ego down to say people make mistakes. Okay, let's try to work it out. And you still on BS. I can't be with you.
Yep. Yeah, and that'd be the worst part. That'd be the worst part because it's like those would be the people that try to double back or, oh, I just want to make it up. And then you're hopeful because you like them in the first place. And now this is where we thinking is the tough part. This is how you get to that. We've been married for 20, 30 years because you got to actually work through some stuff. But then it's like, how can I work through something that you're really not trying to work at?
Exactly.
You just bullshit.
You know how men do, like, oh, some time go by and they just feel like, okay, you should be over about it. You should be over now. Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of y'all want to do. Be like, oh, my bad, and then just move on. And then like it's like, no. So for me, when shit gets tough and you still doing, you still like can't be honest. Like when we get down to the nitty gritty of it and we trying to work it out, you still can't be honest. I just feel like I can't deal with you because there's a quote that I saw out there that said, once you see someone's darkness, and you can accept their darkness, it's a different kind of love. And so once you've seen under the veil of that person and y'all are in that space and that person's still on BS, like you gotta let them go.
Yeah.
Let them go.
I guess. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I guess so. All right.
All right. You want
questions, Rush?
What happened?
Any other questions?
So like you say you don't spin the block. So like, how do you what steps are you making to? I mean, I guess find a decent counterpart.
What steps am I making?
Yeah.
I am dating.
Okay.
Like I said, I told you there was only one or two people that I really care about that I would spend the block on. Other than that, there are billions of people on the planet. Why wouldn't I just date people, new people?
See, I think what happens is it's kind of like they feel, okay, you don't have kids, you're a great catch. It should be some man out here that's willing to take you. And there are
many. There have been many over the years, but like I said, I don't want to be divorced. And so if I don't feel it in my soul that that's the person, I've been in a space where I've been like, nah, But I'm starting to value different things. So with the person I'm currently dating, I have a whole different outlook on this situation, and we'll see what happens with it.
I mean, hopefully, I mean, you guys will connect like Voltron and kind of not. I mean, and
Who?
have a happy ending. I mean,
Thank you. I hope so too.
word up. I guess I'll catch you on the flip, Lucky man. Thanks for having me up here. You know what I mean?
See y'all probably tomorrow's live. Yeah, see, so would you see, this is the thing I wanted to talk about with celebrity dating before anything. I think that have you dated a celebrity?
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Why? You didn't see,
I have. I wouldn't recommend. It's hard.
Was it the industry that they were in?
Yeah, because no. Yeah.
Sports,
yeah, the music industry is crazy. So and the league is another crazy place. So I would just say, like I said, I just want a regular guy. I want a guy that just
Kayla. I gotta call Cap. I don't think you want a regular guy.
No, I want a regular guy that's not in the center. Like he could be a celebrity attorney, or he could be,
that is not a regular guy.
What?
A celebrity attorney is not a regular.
He don't even have to be celebrities. He could just be a well-to-do attorney. You know what I mean? He could be in tech. He could be a
what kind of attorney is he? Because we could say attorney. Like most attorneys, they're making 70,000.
Oh no, I mean I said a well-to-do attorney. But I know
you don't want a regular guy. You want you want a particular man,
an established attorney who's at least probably like not an associate. He has to be a partner. Like a junior partner is cool. I'm cool with junior partner. It doesn't have to be like senior partner, name partner, any of that. He could be junior partner. That's cool. Yeah, somebody like that, or somebody in tech, somebody that's in. I also like men that work with their hands. And I like, there's someone that crosses my phone time to time who is a builder and developer. Ooh. And they contractors. Yeah, he's a contractor. He has a contracting business. He has like 10 employees that do all types of things from like roofing to flooring to building tiny homes. Like he has a very successful business and he's out there working with his hands every day.
You want the 20%ers.
Yeah, he don't got to be a 5%er. He don't got to be 1%er, but just well off enough where when I have kids, I don't have to rush back to work. We have the luxury of me being able to still spend as much time with my grandmother as I do now, which is a lot. I take off on the weekends and go to Atlanta, like do things. I financially do things as well. So, I mean, like he does not need to be. I don't want anyone famous. I don't want the fame.
I can actually see you with an attorney or a guy who has a contracting company, like a maybe not his actions, but like a Martell Holt.
Yeah, just not him, but somebody that does what he does. Sure,
girl, he's attractive.
Oh, he's fine, but he is a liar. He a big liar.
But you don't think that comes with the territory? That profession, who knows he's fine.
I like a medium. Not medium ugly, but I like you don't have to be super, super attractive. I like to be the attractive one in the relationship.
But see, okay, let's use him as an example because this is when we start to say we don't like liars, but
no, I don't like bold-faced, conniving, betrayal type of lies.
Because I'm thinking with him, okay, because this is a thing too. Let's say those men that are established like that or who've helped build up those type of statuses, right? Let's say he is divorced. The reason why they're divorced is because he cheated on said woman, but he's now looking for love. Are we judging him because of that relationship didn't work? Or are we just really?
We are judging. I'm not saying I'm not going to date you, but I am going to judge your past behavior just like you would judge mine. I have to see who you are now, but everybody judges each other. Let's not try to act like
I was trying to think.
We heard that I was doing whatever, that he's not gonna have a little bit of judgment towards it. Like, I'm gonna judge, but I'm not going to let that cloud like who you are and how I see you now.
So how his last relationship ended or why they divorced? Because then I think of it like this. Do you consider redemption? Like, could he say, you know what, I learned a lot from how that ended, and I actually want to now I know how I want to love.
Absolutely.
He just can't practice with you.
Probably not. You have to be ready.
Okay.
Because I just don't do well with like that emotional place that you get with someone. Is really a tough thing for me. Like, I'm all in or I'm doing me. Like, it's really hard for me to be in the middle with it. Mm-hmm. So you just need to be ready to be all in, or let's just be cool and you do you and I'm gonna do me. We can link up or whatever. But I can't see myself like being all in and this is your first time like being loyal to somebody. That's
I think that's a tricky one. I think for me, it would just be more, I think it's no way to really determine how somebody would treat you other than you setting boundaries. So
and watching and seeing what they do.
Yeah. And I think looking at those type of men or those men that are established in those areas, it come with a lot more women that you're going to have to beat off with a stick, figuratively. Not even it even becomes more delicate when now it's time for you and your man to have a problem in your relationship, because now it's like another woman could seem like she's more easier to get along with than you, versus the guy who is not as established as Martell, but he may look a certain way. Because what if he looked like Martell, but he's still 70,000? 70,000 is above average. Because okay, let's see if he look like Martell. He at 50, he could love you. He don't have his ex-wife left him because he didn't make because she wanted a lifestyle. She wanted to be happy. That one would be a better catch, that I would think.
There has to be a trade-off in this thing, okay? There has to be.
I can take care of you. You said you care about love. I love you, Kayla.
I do care about love, but it seems that when I've cared about love, they don't care about love. So I care about integrity, security, and ambition. That's what I care about. Mm-hmm. Like, me caring about love, and while I want to, he gonna have to really prove it to me, because in this generation, it's just been so disappointing that it's like you don't even want to give your heart to somebody for real like that, because so at least make sure that you're taken care of, and that person really cares about you, and that you can depend on that person if you're going to be with a grown-ass man. Like, mm-hmm. How your heart feels about it is a separate thing.
Mm-hmm. I definitely think that, because a lot of times we as women actually set forth to want to love, I think we try to love the things that fit into what we want it to look like as well. Because usually we're people who is drawn to what's attractive. We don't go for the dude, like someone said, pot belly. We don't go for the pot belly dude first with the Wrangler jeans that we not looking at. We don't even know he exists. We're like looking over him. Excuse me, sir, I'm trying to reach for this. Like, that's that guy.
Mindset, I don't like the pot bellies, but my mindset, again, like I said, has changed. Like, you being fine as hell is just not my major priority for me.
I mean, attractive, it may not mean, like your job, just something like what we said earlier, you looked at physique. So instantly that's going to get your attention. You know what I'm saying? Versus someone who doesn't, but they may have that depth and those other qualities. And I think that's what we miss in general, is that we are trying to love, but I think we get shamed too as women when we prioritize physicalities, because we're told we're not supposed to deem looks as important. Like, you're supposed to prioritize other stuff. But if you was to date him, pot belly, who made 40,000, and he felt like he was feeling himself because he got
what?
Look at your face. You said
because you said two negatives. You said pot belly and 40,000. You gotta pick one. Is he a pot belly, but he's successful and care about you, or is he fine as hell and not successful, but at least he looks good and he loves you. Like, which one? You got to pick one. You can't do two negatives. You got to pick one. That's all I'm saying is pick one. Like he's attractive. He loves you. He only making 70K, but he's attractive and he loves you. Or he may not be that attractive, right? But he cares about you and he can provide a good life for you. Like you have, like, which one are we doing? We can't do.
I was thinking because those be the ones that we would assume they'll say, "Oh, get with that person," and they'll still do you wrong because they feel like you're out of his league. But then the other men don't say
you're out of their league. Be very careful with, because they don't believe that they're worthy of you. They think that you, and so their insecurities is always going to entertain other people because they'll think that you'll leave them, because they're like, they can't even believe that you're with them, or they're like, well, why is she with me? You can genuinely care about them and have come to love them or come to grow to love them, but they feel like you're out of their league and they want to make sure that they have the power, the dominance in the relationship. Yes. So they're going to go get someone that's a little bit below them so that they can keep feeling that, because they feel like you'll walk off on them anytime. So
usually, like, look at who I was with. It raises them. And then men don't generally
think women want them more when they see
exactly.
They see that, oh, you was able to pull her, or you must really got some shit going on with
you.
You.
He must got some money.
Be with you.
He got some money. Yep.
And then they start going after
the other men that judge you for saying you want a man to make this much, you don't really care. Those are the same men that would judge you if you got with that man. They won't say, oh, she looked at him as depth. She was looking for something serious. They're going to say he was dusty. He was this. Why would you even give him attention? You should have dated the men with money. But then when you're out here saying, I want the men with money, oh, you're superficial. Why would you want the men with money? But I do think this question, they had a question for you, genuine question.
Okay.
What would she say is a negative about dating her?
Okay, so let's list some. Spoiled. That's the problem. Blame my daddy. It's not me. I didn't do it. I would also say that sometimes I can be impatient. And so in my previous relationships, I've definitely had to be checked about that, to just like calm down, relax, like be patient. So not everything's going to happen exactly when you want it to happen. And I've learned that over the years. My expectations are high, so that could be negative. Meeting my father is going to be intense. That could be negative to some people. So those are a few things.
Those are good negatives in my opinion, but I'm not a man. But I would say if I have to go through a father, or if I have to, you have in certain standards, I think it's only deemed a negative or a challenge for somebody who had their intentions are in the right spot. I think when people don't have good intentions, or they're one of the people, I just want to see where this goes. Those people really don't have any intentions on sticking around. So therefore it's going to be like, those are difficult. If I'm not trying to play your daughter, I really have intentions on being with you. Why would I be intimidated at meeting your father?
Yep. But I see that often right before that's about to happen. Either that's when the relationships deteriorate with people in my life, because when I'm like, okay, you for real? You say you for real? Okay, let's pull up. Let's meet my dad.
Yeah.
Then they get cagey. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so you're not intentional, because no one gonna come and sit in front of your father if they don't have like long-term intentions for you, or if they don't feel like they can measure up. So they'll just go ahead and like, pivot. And I understand that. I understand that if that's the case. But again, that's where I'm fine, and I'm happy. I'm fine and I'm happy with that, because I don't want to integrate you into the family if you're not gonna be here long-term anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One more question and then we could. He says, are you gonna spoil your man back?
I'm a big spoiler. Gemini, like when we are with somebody, we are obsessed about them. I'm thinking day and night about stuff I can do to like make him happy, make him smile. There are times I can get into my own little zone or whatever, but I'm a lover girl. So I love spoiling my man. I just often I've like trauma related to it. So that's tough, because like I said, it takes time for my walls to come down even in the relationship. It takes time for my walls to come down. And then, but once they finally come down and I start doing all that stuff, that's when niggas start acting crazy. Like when you actually
Girl,
start loving them and really start caring about them, then they start acting crazy. So then I'll be like, oh, I got to go back to being mean to these niggas because that's the only time they act right.
That's one time they like. I think so. That leads me to the final question. What is a toxic?
About meeting your father. That's you don't want to know, sir. My dad is a doctor, professor, and one of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life. And not only that, he's Army Special Forces, retired as well. So I'll leave it at that. That should give you enough about why it's intense.
I think this is what I do want to say, because you are that sign and you say, would you say you are toxic? If so, tell the audience something toxic in a relationship that's just something that goes with you. Like, for example, with me, and I'll be honest, I think a lot of women do this. It's like this cat and mouse game. Like you've ever you do things, or like you're not really mad at it. But I just want to see, like, are you gonna let me be? You know what I'm talking about. I just want to see if you care that I'm
being a brat intentionally.
Like you did something that was just like pissed me off, but I'm really not pissed. But I'm sitting up because why would you do that? Like I want to see if you're gonna really defend it, or if are you the type of person to be like, acknowledge something in the moment. But then when you kind of pull away, now I'm just like, why you mad? You mad? Like, now I'm being sweet.
That was a different kind of toxic, Lucky. That was a different kind of toxic. Okay. No, I know that cat and mouse game, but I don't know about it like that in a relationship. No, I feel like when you do something I don't like, I'll tell you right then. I'm not going to cat and mouse it. I think the toxic thing that I probably do in relationships is, one, I beat a dead horse, and I do have to work on that. Like when we are having an argument about something, I may go on and on about it until I'm good and ready. And sometimes it doesn't take all that. The other toxic thing that I would say that I do is when I miss my man, I get kind of toxic. So, like I miss you, I haven't seen you. I would be just mad for no reason. I just haven't seen you and I want to see you. So I may like call your phone like 10 times and like curse you out in text message. But then when you finally come over, I'm like, hey, baby. That's kind of toxic.
But that only comes out when you do miss them because it's a certain way. And sometimes men don't just, we can always say
that. Like I'm mad because I miss you, not because I'm mad at you. I'm mad because,
or don't let me miss you. You get into town and then we're like, you sit over there on the couch.
Nah, you need to be all over me.
Like you gotta, it'd be little stuff. And instead of us saying that, because if we just say it like that, then it's like, dang, well, you tripping, okay.
I don't like seeing me needy. I don't like seeing
me. So now I gotta do some little stuff so you can kind of pick up the hint. Because if I'm direct, now, you think that I'm tripping, but now, now I got to do something, or, you know what I'm saying? Little stuff that women do for men to pick up on to get affection.
In my relationships though, my men have, they know that though. They know, like, especially my ex-fiance, like, okay, I'm about to pull up because you tripping. I know why you're tripping. I'm about to pull up. Like, I'm like, yeah. And bring me some food too. And your ass is late. Why the fuck are you late? I'm just like a brat. I be bratty because I just miss you so much, and I'm mad that I'm not with you.
I think that's the part of us too. Because do you think that come with pretty privilege?
Because I get what I want when I want it, and I want you here right now. And not. So why you not?
You said you were spoiled. I was spoiled too. So I think that comes with a spoiled behavior,
with your presence and with your love and with your compliments. And when you're not doing
like you want a man that tell you no, but why are you telling me no?
Well, me and my ex had a like never telling each other no like policy. Actually, like he never told me no, and I never tell him no. Whatever he want, I would give it to him, and whatever I want, he would give it to me. That we never had issues with that. That was never our issues. But yeah, I like that. I like that concept though, and I definitely take it into my next relationship. Like, never tell me no. Like, you don't tell me no, I don't tell you no, unless we have to tell each other no. But Be like, babe, I need you to do this for me. Okay, I'll do it. You know, wake me up in the middle of the night. Okay, whatever. But also it's like, babe, I want these new Prada sunglasses. Okay. Babe, I want to go out to eat tonight. Okay. Like, you know, it's
Do you
always
think us acting like that is gonna get the Prada sunglasses? I mean, they have. I think that's why we think acting like that is okay, because
yeah.
they
Well,
still
that worked. Whenever I was like super nice and like, babe, blah blah blah, like he'd be like, okay, da da da. But when I would be like, you need to fucking like, you need to da da da, he would be like, okay. All right, let me take care of it.
and I think that's where it comes from, because it's not that we don't communicate it. You know
It's
what I'm
that y'all
saying?
don't respond to us being nice and sweet. You don't respond to that. You're like, oh,
They
okay,
procrastinate.
okay, I get to it when I get to it. I gotta curse you out. And then
Dang, or are we not those?
honestly, I think they like it. I think they get like aroused off of it sometimes. I really do.
They like the toxic. They do. They like to say all of that.
It's a little bit of
yeah, when they look up porn, they're not looking for Susie Homemaker. They're looking for the ratchet bitch with the eyelashes and nails that be calling them on. Yeah, so I think that kind of arouses them, the little feistiness about women.
I'm definitely not gonna do that anymore. Like, I believe in demanding what you want, and I believe in like just being direct about it. I think being like cutesy around it, that doesn't get me. I haven't found you know my phone. I haven't found that it's works, except for only with one type of personality, and that man is extremely aggressive and has a comes from a violent he's from Crenshaw, you know what I mean, comes from a violent, that type of man. Like, you be nice, you get what you want by being nice. No, you get what you want by being nice and cutesy and whatever. But the other ones that like are regular, or like, you know, went to college, grad school, whatever, like, being nice don't get you what you want. You got to be mean or be like just direct about it, and like attitude. And that gave me what I want. So I don't do this because I do this because I do whatever it takes to get results. If it didn't get results, we wouldn't do it, gentlemen. But that is what gets results. So, okay, it is odd. I've seen men respond more to mean girls as opposed to the nice, sweet, humble ones. Yeah, the nice, sweet, humble ones, they feel like, oh, I got her in my pocket. I can do whatever with her. She's always going to be nice. She's going to be cool. She's always going to be like, oh, okay, baby, blah, blah, blah. Or she'll get mad and then she'll block me and then she'll unblock me. And then, you know, I'll just be able to come back and do what I was doing before. Or, you know, start off those few weeks or those few months with like some cute pleasantries and then go back to doing what I was doing before. That's what they do with the nice girls.
I think there are a lot of girls out here that possess those type of humble traits. I just think that a lot of times men want the women that they're going to have to spoil a little bit, and it's not really spoil like you asking for an iPhone every time the new one come out. No, it's just more so being mindful and thoughtful of those little gestures and those things that matter. I think because other type of women, or those women that are more humble, maybe I look at maybe their upbringing, or did they date as much? You know, a lot of the time what happened, are they more homely? They're not the type. I think those are the ones that those men have to go after. I think typically if you want a life of comfortability or a good relationship, those are boring. It ain't gonna be those little toxic things. So then I'll be thinking like, dang, are women now like, what's wrong with the relationship where it's just a little edge? Like, we call stuff toxic, but it's not toxic. Sometimes it's good to have edge.
It is
in a relationship. It's not boring. Is an option,
toxic, but just like, you know, give a little spice in there. But but the average part of it will be probably a little bit not boring, but like predictable. And I think as a woman, you're supposed to bring the unpredictableness to the situation, and he's the predictable, like constant, and you're the one bringing like doing the tricks and bringing a little bit of the spice. So I think that's a thing. And Royce, examples of things to spoil my man. I mean, I love like gifting, so I'm big into gifting, right? And then I would also say I love like planning experiences. So I'm definitely the one that'll pop up and be like, I booked this, you know, a spa day or something like that. Like, or you'll come home and I have like, because I have a massage table, and I'll like set up a massage, little, you know, some candles, something cute for you, like that. But yeah, I just like, or just like doing, like using my talents to be of assist to you. I did that a lot with my ex and his business. I was able to do a lot of different things. So sometimes I would just take care of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he would be like, oh, you I got to do I already took care of it. So
yeah, I think when it comes to men, it's just the opposite. I would say to answer that, it will be whatever that he's interested in and things that he likes. I mean, I think men like little stuff like that too. Like they act like it's just for, but this is why the conversation is, dang, why they can't buy us some flowers? Like if you just wanted some flowers, boo, just say that. Since you want to be, you want to be mine heart card too for
he want to be a
Valentine's.
passenger prince, and while I understand the desire to,
Prince.
I just don't like that. I like man's man. I like a real man's man that like they don't want
Yeah.
flowers. They don't want no lovey-dovey stuff from a woman. They rather like the other things that I mentioned, like you looking in their life and see what they may need and providing that, or just stuff to make them feel special. But also you have to be treating me right for that, because when I start feeling like you're not treating me well, all that spoil you stuff, like I start focusing on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're not focusing on me, then I'm focusing on me and I'm not focusing on you anymore. But if you focus on me, then I can focus on you and everybody's taken care of.
Yeah.
But if you stop focusing on me, then I'm gonna be focusing on you. And then you're probably gonna want to, you're probably gonna feel like you're not getting that attention from me anymore and wanting to get it from somewhere else. But that doesn't make any sense, you know. Just say you want life. I have the soft life and I want to continue the soft life into marriage and family. Mm-hmm. I've always had a soft life. I was born into the soft life.
Well, while we are here wrapping this up, tell us if you have anything coming out, anything new, where we can follow you, what we can see on your channel. I know you vlog a little bit, so just tell us.
Yes. So I have some major travel vlogs and some major travel things going on my channel coming up. I also have another show that I'm going to be working on out in LA in March. So that's going to come out in Q4. But I'll be able to provide more on that probably in a month or two on my channel. But yeah, so you can follow me on my YouTube. Going to be doing some awesome content coming out over there. And then I have the show every Wednesday. But I will have another reality show that's coming out in the fall.
Ooh.
And that's going to be interesting. And I'm going to be just doing a lot of traveling. And I want to bring y'all with me because I got a lot. Like I have so many trips. I'm barely going to be home. I'm barely going to be home this year. So I want to bring y'all with me. So yeah. At what age do you start to have concerns or panic when you're not in a committed? Never. No. I believe that what's for me is gonna find me. Ain't nobody that can stop it. Ain't nothing that y'all can do.
All right. Well, y'all have it. Thank you, Kayla, for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I really appreciate you coming through. Y'all go ahead and follow her channel. I did pin her Instagram and everything will be in the chat. If you have something else to say, I'll bring you. All right. Well, thank you and have a good. I think you're going on a date, right? Or you're going out. You're going on a date or something. I know you're going out.
I am going out. I'm not going on a date. Not tonight. That was the night before last. But no, I'm going out with an event with one of my best friend's clients. So
okay. Well, have fun. Be safe and
maybe
vlog it a little bit.
Yes, for sure.
Well, you guys, thank you for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. If you guys are here tomorrow, I will have a live stream with Melly Monaco. So come through, have that conversation. We will be going over some things. It'll be a fun conversation, and I will be taking calls. But that is all here. Thank y'all. Bye.